Activated from injury reserve. Me, Stevo, and Bobby gonna break it all down, what that can mean for him and the Bears for the rest of the season. Right after this.
Tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We here with another breaking news update. Braxton Jones is now activated off injury reserve. The Bears have also waived Doug Kramer, which is kind of surprising considering they put him on the practice squad or left him on the roster last season because they were worried about somebody snatching him for the practice squad. This was a lineman that the Bears really seemed like they were invested in kind of developing, but the big part of this is Braxton Jones is now activated off IR. Maybe he's going to return as early as tomorrow's game. If not, definitely probably by Thursday. How you guys feeling about Braxton Jones returning to the lineup?
I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. I like it. It's definitely get this guy back in his right spot. Put Larry Bourne right where he belonged, right on the bench. I don't think he was terrible. I say he was all right. You know what I'm saying? He was serviceable for the time being. But now it's time to get everybody back healthy and see if we can go ahead and, I ain't saying make a push to the playoffs, but at least start to put out some more positives on the season for sure. So I love it. And let's get all our guys back to see what can happen for the remainder of the season for sure.
Great point, Stevo.
Same thing. You just want the best for your whoever your quarterback is, and whatever we want to run, we need time. And when we play our best games, one of our best games is when our offensive line is on the same team. They playing their game, and one thing we haven't really seen is the main core together at the same time. So we slowly getting back to it slowly. And it's just it's nice to see that. I'm tired of Larry Bourne at the left tackle. He did a serviceable job, but there's too many times I've seen him getting blown up. Even though we know that Braxton has some of the same issues, but he's a little bit better on certain things. So it's best. It's a good time to get right back. You got a good defensive line you're going up against this week, so you definitely need everybody that's an upgrade in that aspect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that you want, regardless of what happens with the season, what the Bears are fighting for, not fighting for, you want as much time for this offensive line to kind of congeal, get some chemistry, get some continuity going as much as possible. And so Braxton Jones still is one of the young offensive linemen that even if you do end up going a different direction, he turns into a depth piece, he's going to probably be here on the Chicago Bears for a while, right? And I think that he started off the season with some penalty concerns, things like that. But outside of that, it's been pretty solid for Braxton. So you want this offensive line as much time, regardless of who your QB is. It doesn't matter if it's Bajan. It doesn't matter if it's Fields. You want this offensive line to get as many reps together as possible. So Braxton Jones coming back, to me, there's nothing but positivity to take out of it. Like, I don't know how anybody can spin this as a negative. You want your guys healthy. You want your guys out there on the field, and you want them to be able to continue to develop. And he's not going to develop just being out there on injury reserve. So in that sense, I love having Braxton back.
Yeah, finally a positive week for the Bears. we've been killed by negative weeks. Finally a positive week. You make the trades for Montez Sweat, then you're able to go ahead and extend them a few days later. Braxton Jones, your starter left tackle, is set to return. Now hopefully we can get Fields back, see what Nate Davis is looking like, and Khalil Herbert and all those guys. So hopefully some positives start to flow in for a team who ain't did nothing but put out a bunch of negatives the last few weeks, for sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. That's just what it boils down to, right? Is getting everybody back on the same page, getting to take a look, evaluating everybody fully, because I would hope that, Ryan Poles really has to take a look at where he needs to spend money, where, he feels like players have made the right steps in their development. And this is an offseason where we went through an offseason now of basically bringing in a lot of young talent, spending money at some positions, but a lot of it was filled through the draft. And I think this upcoming offseason, you really want Ryan Poles to maybe take a look at just spending more of that money on some veterans to help add some seasoning, right, to this young core to help bring them along, things like that. And so you want to take as many look at Braxton as what you can. I think the offensive line has been trending up the last couple of weeks for the most part as well. Hopefully Braxton can continue that trend. So
he got to. We want any type of substance to come out of any type of these games coming up, because we need some type of substance coming out of here. I'm just tired of us. And I feel like most of the time we look the worst is when our O-line is not on court. Either we snap it or we're all not snapping on the same side. One side is all versus the other. One is, like you said, penalties. you got to have a in sync unit. You got to have a in sync unit, and then the times where we just look the worst is when our core unit of the O line wasn't in sync. So, like you said, it's important to get everybody back that's normally supposed to play here because even then, we got to bring up the point. Even back at training camp, they wasn't playing all together.
Yeah.
So it's like it's still a project here. So hey, we need to see what it looked like, even because to me, I'm still, even though Braxton is coming back, I'm still looking at these left tackles in this draft,
Yeah.
regardless
I,
of the
I'm
fact.
not
I
mad
think
at
you have
that.
to. I think you have to at this point. But but it is a point that, and you just made it, Steve. I think, have we seen any snaps of all of our projected starting offensive line out there since coming into the season? I don't think we have, because Nate Davis wasn't there to start. Braxton Jones went down kind of early. We had like Tevin Jenkins went out early as well. So you really. I'm not saying that we have the offensive line that we don't have to do any tinkering with. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the offensive line that we thought we were going to have a mix of young players and veterans, we haven't really gotten to see any of all together. So
Yeah, we ain't really get to see, and that's a great point. We ain't really get to see him. You know what I'm saying? Because as you mentioned, when guys were coming back, other guys that was already there, they were falling down. You know what I'm saying? Being taken down by injuries or whatnot. I know there's still gonna be some concerns with the neck injury regarding Braxton Jones, but I think the biggest thing is that he need to get out of his head. You know what I'm saying? When you return, if you return them all, whether that be Thursday night, you just need to go ahead and get out your head. Let's clean up on those penalties, because I think that's been like one of the killers for the Chicago Bears. And it's crazy because now when you bring in more talent, you expect them to still hold on to some of that discipline that they had last year. But as of right now, they drawing more penalties this year than they did last year.
that's a
And
fact, too.
I know every season is different, but still that discipline need to be there. And you wish that they can turn this thing around and just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because don't shoot yourself in the foot. If you're gonna lose, take the loss, but don't take a loss because you steady drawing stupid penalties.
I feel like a lot of those penalties come because I'm pretty sure we're not the only one, but we the only one that I've noticed that constantly have a rotation of different O linemen coming out during
Facts.
different times of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. Like I said, it comes with sync and rhythm. That's a very rhythm esque position to play in football. And bringing in somebody else that's, yes, he's fresh, but he ain't been in rhythm with everybody else. So
Yep.
those times you bring in Carter for maybe a Cody Whitehair, now the left side is not hiking at the same time as the right side. Now the whole play broke up, and now somebody can get hurt. You can't be doing that. So to be honest, I missed this on another. So, like I said, I got questions really for a lot of these position coaches because I just feel like the technique around the whole team and discipline is just not up to par how it should.
I agree. I
It's
agree with that.
yeah, it's not, and we lost that from last season. Regardless of what you say about the skill level or the performance, we were a disciplined team. If we gotten worse in that aspect, that's another thing of why I have an issue with Matt Eberflus overall as the head coach. We're taking step back, so we'll see what that means. And like I said, ultimately, I think it just comes down to, you want the projected starting lineup as much out there as possible. We haven't gotten to see those guys. It was a balance for a reason. I like having Tevin Jenkins with Darnell Wright, and Nate Davis was supposed to be with Braxton, and we just haven't gotten to see that. So if we can finish the season, even if it is only getting 8 games left to finish the season and really take a look at, that allows Ryan Poles more time to really evaluate it, to see what he wants to do. Does he want to go after another tackle, which I think we need to do either way? Center needs to be first. We absolutely, whether it be in free agency or the draft, we need centers on this team for sure.
Agreed. Because the two guys who has been receiving snaps at center, they just ain't it. They just ain't gonna cut it. And I think that, me personally, I would like a veteran center, but I need a veteran center that's gonna get in the face of it, the other O lineman, when they ain't, you know what I'm saying, performing up to par. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think Cody Whitehair, you know what I'm saying, I think he a little too laid back. I see footage of Lucas Patrick being like lollygagging. I think that's a bad word, but being like that dad. But I think they need somebody that's more stern and more assertive, not afraid to hold other guys accountable. And I think, because if you look at offensive linemen, the center might not always be the best person, but they know for sure that they a fucking leader on the offensive line. So you got to
and that
go
are most
ahead and get
important.
that right. Mm-hmm.
And you got to be very intelligent to play that because you got to know almost everything as much as the quarterback.
Right.
And it's crazy because like I call our left tackle, I left not left tackle, I left guard and our center. They the Clippers, bro. They Kawhi and PG. They can't stay on the field.
Yeah.
Especially Lucas Passion. Every time he fall, I hold my breath because I think he done rolled his ankle on
They
accident.
they gotta be two of the most injury prone. Like literally, it's like I don't even know if we made it through a full game without either one of them suffering some type of ding up at the
It's
very bare
crazy, ain't it?
minimum, bro.
Bro,
It's
Lucas
wild.
came in that time he came off injury. He came in for Tyson. I promise you, the first play he fell, and I seen him start limping. I said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Are you serious, bro? He'll get up, bro." We need some depth when it comes to especially center, bro. Centers, get some left guards up in here because I'm telling you, them are the main two why this O line be looking so crazy at times.
For
Facts.
sure.
Facts.
And I got a question for y'all. Do y'all
Mhm.
think mostly the want to probably see a change at left tackle is because Braxton Jones' speed off the snap as a left tackle? What are y'all thoughts on that?
It's not well for me. It's not necessarily the speed. It's his hand placement and it just he can't stop the bull rush and the bull rush is taught at Pee Wee. Like if you can't stop the bull rush by now, like I don't know if you're gonna ever be able to stop everything else. That's the technique. So
For
if you,
sure.
it's just the hand placement. Yes, it's some other get off time, but it's also some of the footwork and techniques that he just slowly pick up at times, but he's just not picking up quick enough. So like it's just most left tackles that's going to be that dude is that dude off rip.
All right. What you
Yeah.
think it is, Hayes?
No, I agree. I think it's a combination of a few different things, but I agree with Steve on that. I think ultimately it comes down to this when it comes to Braxton. I think we saw him go through his ups and downs, right? Last season as a rookie. And he came into this season, and I think ultimately, like, people still targeted him in a sense. They did target Darnell Wright more, but I just think Braxton just I don't ultimately I think maybe Braxton was in his head a little bit too much, if I had to guess.
For sure. And the
I
reason I brought up the question was because I like Steve-O said, he's not really great against the bull rush. But then I also want to, you know what I'm saying, that anchor is not strong. But then I also want to think about, hey, if you Ryan Post, would you go and draft another left tackle and think about
Oh,
moving
hell.
Braxton Jones inside to left guard?
No, I mean I think you
Or
draft
is that
another
just
left
too
tackle
far
and,
fetched?
and you bring competition, right? Because I think ultimately, like, if Braxton does outshine the left tackle that you bring in, cool. Then you have a depth piece that can probably maybe play either tackle position. That's what I think that they should look at. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be blunt with y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That dude, we get that dude, that left tackle out of Penn State. He whooping Braxton ass. I'm just telling you that right now. He don't have a chance. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Braxton, but like what I look at it for is you need backups, and
Yeah.
there's not too many. There's not too many people that have a good backup left tackle. So
Agreed.
we got one. He's a 7th round pick for a reason. We didn't
Mhm.
expect him to be as good as he is. So
Yeah.
it's cool. But to me, as a left tackle, I need you to be dominant. I need you to be
Would
one of the best. So
Did you think
if
about
you
moving him inside?
no, because
Okay.
one of the main things is one of our main question is his strength and being able to stop the bull rush. That's literally all they're gonna do to you down when you go up against a end and a D tackle and a nose tackle. That's all they're gonna do. So nah,
For sure.
just a
I feel
backup
that.
left tackle. Do your thing when it's because ain't a left. There's not too many left tackles that just Joe Thomas that's gonna play 15 years or how many years he played
Mhm.
Yep.
and be flawless. No, not too many injuries. Or
Yeah.
Whitman, or it's not gonna be too many. So you got to be right there. So we
For sure.
found a diamond in the rough. He could be a good left, just like we probably found a good backup and quarterback. So it's the same thing.
I'm
I
with you
feel
on
that.
that.
I
Great
feel that.
breakdown.
Any other thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Hang.
I don't know.
Hey, we got a game tomorrow, man. Let's see how the
Right.
Bears perform tomorrow, man.
Hey, but I will say, since we talk about O lines, we might be going up against an O line that be worse. That might be worse than ours.
yeah, yeah, that's a damn fact. So we'll
Hey,
see.
They can't stop nothing. Like I feel like we should be running the ball like a mug tomorrow, but like, hey,
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm definitely finna. I can't wait till tomorrow. I gotta see it.
Listen, the thing is, I don't trust anything about
Oh, I don't trust nothing.
See, that's the whole
anything
thing.
about the coaching. I just don't trust it. They got to
Right.
show me. I got to
Right.
see it during the game. That's it. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
don't know. We might be running. We might be throwing for 40. You never know which Luke you gonna get.
For real, Luke is gonna wake up and say, I got it all. Let's pass 45 times.
It's feeling like a Denver game. Hey, who got my notebook from Denver? Give me that.
That's crazy. First of all, the fact that you assuming there is a notebook from Denver is the wild part,
Bro,
bro.
we know them motherfuckers got hella
got 5 plays. You don't need a notebook. It's 5 plays, bro. You don't need a notebook for 5 plays.
He ain't got 5 plays. You know how I know he got 5 plays? As soon as we saw that Viking and we see some shit we ain't ran since fucking the preseason.
That's funny.
Oh, the real funny.
That is hilarious, man. But all right, y'all, man. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bear Central. By the way, we 5 subscribers away from 10,000. I know 5 of y'all watching this ain't subscribed.
Bro.
Click the subscribe button. Even if you think you subscribe, you may not be because we post every single day. We may be in your algorithm without you being subscribed. Hit that subscribe button so we can get to 10K.
I need everybody to in the chat and pull a big Kev, go up to your niece and your nephew or your child and say, follow this.
Exactly.
Pull a
There
big
you
calf.
There you go. There you go. We appreciate y'all, man, so much. Like we like to end everything on Chi-Town up, bear down. Love you guys, man. Peace, y'all.